Good morning, students. Welcome to our today's lecture. Today, we are going to continue with our subject Civics, chapter number 2, Preamble to our Constitution. We are going to continue with this chapter. In our first part, we have completed the principles of preamble. Now, today, in our second part of this chapter, we are going to continue and learn about the values of our preamble. So, let's start. The preamble has guaranteed the Indian citizens the three values of justice, liberty, and equality. It has enjoined upon the Indian citizens to practice these values and make laws in keeping these values. Let us understand these values. Now see student, in this preambles we have completed the principles, right? Now today we are going to continue or learn about the values. Can you see the values which is there in a preamble? Yes, there are four values which is there in our preamble. They are justice, liberty, equality, and fraternity. Student, what our preamble tell us is that whenever we follow, we practice these values and we make any laws, we have to keep in mind these values and then we have to make the laws. Understood? So, let's learn these values one by one in detail. So, let's see the first value, that is justice. Justice implies removal of injustice and ensuring that everybody has the opportunity for progress. Establishing justice is adopting such policies that will promote public good. Three types of justice are talked of in the preamble. Now see student, what do you mean by justice? Justice means student insaf. Okay? Here it means that to remove the injustice by giving justice to every citizen of our country. Means the government should fair play with the citizens of our country. The decision which are given, it should be without any partiality. It should not be biased. So it should be like that. If public is not given proper justice, then our country will not going to make progress. Right student? If we want our country to make progress, the government have to give fair justice. The government have to fair play with the citizens of our country. Now see the recent example which is there in front of us all. That is a great actor Sushant Singh Rajput. Student, we all know that there will be a planned murder behind Sushant's death. Right? When he died, student, every citizen, his family members, his colleagues, his friends, his co-workers, his fans all over the world, they wanted justice for Sushant Singh Rajput. Why student like that? Because whatever crime the people have done with him, they wanted justice. They wanted that people to be punished so that the Sushant should get justice. Understood student? So what do you mean by justice? Justice means person to whoever is suffering from any problem. So the government should fair play with that person and government should give justice to that person. It should not be biased. Understood? Student, justice are of three types. They are social justice, economic justice, and political justice. Let's see the first one, that is social justice. There should be no discrimination among individuals on the basis of caste, creed, race, language, region, place of birth, or sex. As human beings, all have the right to the same dignity and respect the same status. Now see, what do you mean by social justice here? Student, according to social justice, if you are living in Indian society, so in our society, so many religious people belonging to all religions are live together in our society. Am I right? So there should be no differences among these citizens on the basis of the caste they belong, whether they are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian. So there will be no differences on the basis of the caste, gender, the language they speak, etc. Everybody, whether they are rich, poor, men, women, old, young, Hindu, Muslim, any person, student, any person belonging to any religion, everybody should have that respect. Everybody should be given, should be treated equally in our society. And this is means as social justice. Understood? Okay. Let's see the second one, that is economic justice. Now see, poverty leads to the evil of hunger, death. Student, underline this word hunger, death. Hunger, death means children who died due to starvation, okay, or malnourishment. If poverty is to be eradicated, underline this word eradicated. Eradicated means removed. Everyone should have the right to source of livelihood so as to look after oneself and one's family. Now let's see, what do you mean by economic justice? Student, in a country like India, there are rich also and poor people also, and poverty is also there in our country. Our country, student, is not developed yet, it is still developing. So poverty is there in our country. Poverty means garibi. The people who are very poor in our country, who cannot afford to buy meal, khana, who cannot afford to feed themselves or their family, they face a danger of hunger. Sometimes, student, they die due to malnutrition or starvation. Now, malnutrition or starvation means, look at this children, student. Sometimes when they don't get a proper nourished diet, because of lack of nutrition in the diet, they are known as malnutrition. Because of lack of food, because of lack of nutrition, when they do not get proper diet, this type of children, they suffer due to starvation or malnutrition. And the diet may be like this, you may see over here. So student, poverty lead to this thing, okay, what, people die, people suffer due to malnutrition or starvation. Now, so what to do to remove this poverty? Yes, student, can anyone tell me what we should do to remove this poverty? Yes. So, our constitution, student, has given the right to every citizen that they are free to do whatever job they want to do. Okay? Suppose if one person is educated, he want to go for a job, he can go and give the interview and he can do that job. So if we want to remove poverty, if we want to bring economic justice in a country, the government should have given the right to the people who are very poor. Okay, without any discrimination, without any bias, without any caste differences. Understood, student? What do you mean by economic justice? Okay, let's see the third justice, that is political justice. We have adopted universal adult franchise. Student, underline this word adult franchise and write down the meaning over there. Adult franchise means citizen who completed 18 years of age. Understood? Okay. To enable equal participation in the running of the country. Accordingly, all citizens completing 18 years of age have the right to vote in election. Now see, what do you mean by political justice? Now student, when we talk about political justice, people immediately think about politics. Yes, politics is bad, but politics, student, is not bad. We humans made it bad. Am I right? We humans being had made it right. Fine. Now, what does this political justice means? It means that whoever citizen, okay, all the citizens of a country, whoever completed the 18 years of age, okay, he is able to give vote in election. So here in political justice, it means that if the citizen of a country, he is an adult, he is completing his 18 years of age, so he is eligible to give vote in election. Now you children are still small, right? When you also complete your 18 years of age, when your name will be there in your voter list, you will also be eligible to give vote in the election. So understood what is political justice, student? Okay. So now we have learned one value, that is justice. Okay. Now let's see the second value. Second value is liberty. Student, underline this word liberty. Liberty means freedom. Liberty implies that there should be no coercive, underline this word, unfair restriction upon us, and there should be an atmosphere conducive to the development of our inherent capacity. In a democracy, citizens enjoy liberty, means freedom. In fact, democracy becomes mature only if citizens enjoy freedom. Now see, what do you mean by liberty? First of all, liberty means freedom, right? Azadi. So, when we live in a democratic country like India, right? A country is democratic. We get freedom in our country. So, in a democratic country, student, people form the government. We people, we form the government, right? The government is formed for the people. We see, we have elected the representative and we form the government. So that government is going to work for the people, right? So in a democratic country, student, citizens enjoy freedom, that is liberty. Since, student, we are enjoying freedom, there should not be any unfair restriction upon us, right? If we are getting freedom, it doesn't mean that someone put restriction on our freedom, like you shall not go there, you shall not do this, you shall not speak this language. So this type of restriction, student, shall not be levied on us. Okay. And also student, at the same time, people should get chance to develop themselves. Student, in spite of putting all the restriction on a particular person or a citizen of a country, what government should do? Yes, government should give chance to the person, to the citizen, to develop themselves. So what happened? People should develop themselves. If people will develop student, automatically our country will develop. Understood? Okay. Now let's see the third one. Third value, that is equality. What is equality? Let's see. The preamble guarantees the Indian citizens an equality of status and of opportunity. It means that all have equal human status and there will be no discrimination based on a caste, creed, race, sex, place of birth, etc. Guarantee of equal status means not to discriminate between people in terms of high, low. Underline this. Superior means higher in status and inferior means lower in status. The preamble has given great importance to equality of opportunity as well. Now see, what do you mean by equality? Student, in India, equality means everybody should be treated equally, right? In status and in opportunity. Everybody should be treated equally in a democratic country. It doesn't mean yes, all people are equal. Means they should be treated equally according to their status and their opportunity. Now, also at the same time, nobody can be discriminate, means differentiate on the basis of caste, whether they are Hindu, Muslim, Sikh, Christian. So we should not distinguish them on the basis of caste, on the basis of language they speak. Why, student? Because we all are human beings, right? We all live in a democratic country, so we all are equal. So student, when you talk about equality of status, it means whether you are rich or poor, okay, whether your status is high in society, whether your status is low in society, we all are equal. You all are equal. Understood? Now see, when you go to school for education, whatever education you get, okay, or when you go to any educational institution, so student, in that you all are sitting in the same classroom. Am I right? So just tell me, is it that your teacher is teaching something different to first four rows and teaching something different to the last four rows? Yes, tell me, is something like that happen in your classroom? No. Why? She is teaching the same thing to the whole classroom. Why? Because for the teacher, you all are equal. Okay? Your teacher is not discriminating you, is not differentiating you, because for her, you all are equal. Am I right, student? So why I have given you this example? Because this is a small example which you can understand what is equality. Equality किसको बोलते हैं? So understood, student, now what is equality? Okay. So let's see the next value, that is fraternity. Fraternity. The makers of the constitution believe that merely guaranteeing justice, freedom and equality will not lead to establishing equality in Indian society. No amount of laws should help us achieve these goals if fraternity is lacking among Indians. Hence, the promotion of fraternity has been included in the preamble as a goal. Fraternity implies a we feeling towards one another. Student, underline this line. Fraternity means we feeling towards one another. It creates a feeling of empathy. People become more understanding towards each other problems and needs. Now see the explanation. What do you mean by fraternity? Student, fraternity means we feeling, the brotherhood feeling which you have for your neighbors, for your colleagues, for your friends, for your relatives. Am I right? We have the brotherhood feeling, we have the we feeling that we all are equal, which we have for our neighbors, for our friends, for our relatives. Yes, so it implies that it tells us that we feeling which we have, which you have, they are just like you. How the way you want everybody to treat you with respect, with dignity. Okay, when we go somewhere, student, we think na that people treat us with respect, with dignity. In a same way, student, other also want the same respect, same treatment with you. Okay, if we give respect to someone, student, the other also expects the same respect with us. As we say na, give respect and take respect, so like that. So student, fraternity always want we feeling, brotherhood feeling among the citizens of a country. Now see student, when our constitution is made, right, people who were there in making the constitution believe that student, you have 100 or 1000 of laws in your constitution, right? But this law, this constitution was successful only because there is a fraternity among the people of India. Okay, where people have we feeling, the brotherhood feeling towards each other, towards one another. If student, there will be no fraternity, no we feeling, the brotherhood feeling towards each other, is their constitution become successful? No. So today our constitution is successful only because there will be a brotherhood feeling towards one another. Now see a simple example, okay, of your classroom. You are united when you sit in your classroom, student. You all are united. You all are one class, right? So student, in your classroom, when you have that we feeling, you have that brotherhood feeling for your friends, for your friends, for each other, right? Now suppose if one of your friend get hurt, what happen? You all tend to help each other. You all rush and help their friend. Why like that, student? Yes, because you have we feeling for your friend. You all have brotherhood feeling for each other. That's why you suddenly rush and help your friend. Am I right? So that is the feeling which you should have, even student, when you grown up as a citizen of a country. ओके, स्कूल में हैं हम इसीलिए हमारे में ब्रदरहुड वी फीलिंग है. नो, इट इज़ नॉट लाइक दैट. When you grown up as a citizen of a country, then also you should have that we feeling, the brotherhood feeling among you. So understood, student, what is mean by fraternity? We feeling or brotherhood feeling among all the citizens of our country. Understood? Okay. Now let's see the conclusion. What we have learned: from this chapter. So, student, the preamble ends with the mention of the fact that people of India have given the constitution to themselves. Now, see, student, throughout this chapter, we have learned that what our preamble want to tell us. Our preamble want to tell us that whatever key values are there, whatever principles are there, we as a citizen of India, we all should respect each other. We should respect our freedom. If we respect our freedom, the other will also respect us, right? We should always create the we feeling atmosphere among us. We should we should always give respect to the other people. If we give respect to the other people, the other people will automatically will going to respect your religion, right? So freedom means behaving in a responsible way. We should always behave in a responsible way. We should always keep our laws, our constitution, our values, our principle, which our preamble has given, which our constitution has given to us, in our mind. Understood, student? Okay. So here, student, we have completed our second chapter, that is preamble to our constitution. Now, student, go through the video first. Why go through the video first? Yes, because through this lesson, student, we have to try to imbibe all qualities in us, right? Because this lesson have teach you so many things, okay, so many qualities, so many principles which we have to imbibe in us. We have to follow these qualities in us. So, student, I hope you all will going to imbibe these qualities or will follow these qualities. Okay? Okay then. Now, student, we have completed our chapter. Now what we are going to do? Yes. Now I am going to discuss the exercise, means I will going to discuss the question answers which is there in your test book with you all. Okay? Now let's see our first question, that is explain the following concept. In that, first we are having is socialist state. Let's see the answer. A socialist state is such a state where the gap between the income and wealth of the rich and the poor is minimum. The wealth of the country are owned by everyone in the society. It ensures that the concentration of our wealth does not take place in the hands of a few people. Now see, student, socialist state means where we get a freedom, where the gap between the rich and poor is in minimum. Okay? In socialist state, student, whatever wealth is there, it should be distributed among the citizens of our country. Right? Every person, every citizen of a country have right over that wealth. Wealth does not take place in the hand of a few people. Means whatever wealth is there in a country, it should not be given to one particular person. All the person should have a right over it. So as we have also learned that socialist state means here we have to remove the gap between the rich and the poor, because we all are a citizen and we all are equal. Understood? Let's see the next one, that is equality. The preamble guarantees to every Indian citizens equality of status and equality of opportunity. There will be no discrimination on the basis of caste, creed, race, sex, or place of birth. Equality of status means to end the discrimination in terms of high, low, or superior, inferior. Equality of opportunity means every individual will get equal opportunity for his or her development. Now, see, as we have learned right now only, equality means our preamble has given us the guarantee that all the people are treated equally on the basis of the status and the basis of the opportunity. Whether we belong to any caste, creed, race, whether we belong to any place, okay, whether we born at any place, we all are equal. There should be no differences among us. Not only this, student, equality of status also said that whether our status is high in society, whether our status is low in society, whether we are rich, whether we are poor, actually we all are equal. Equality of opportunity, student. Equality also said that if we give chance to each and every person, if we treat each and every person equal, his development will be that person will going to be developed. Okay, and if a particular person or a citizen of a country will develop, our country will automatically going to be developed. Understood? Let's see the third one, that is sovereign state. Student, the word sovereign means that a state is not under the control of foreign power. Most important goal of a freedom struggle was to acquire sovereignty. Sovereignty means the ultimate authority to govern oneself. In a democracy, sovereignty rests with the people. Student, we have learned in our first part about sovereignty state, right? So, sovereignty means a state which is not under the control of foreign power. Okay, a state which is free from the foreign rule, a independent state, is known as sovereign state. Now, our freedom fighters' goal was to free India from the foreign power, and they did it, right? So, in sovereignty state, student, we get a freedom, right? We are free from foreign rule. So, all the authority, ultimate authority means all the authority to run the country, to govern the country, is in the hand of the people. It is known as sovereign state, a free state. Understood? Okay. Now let's see our second question. Our second question is give reason. In that, first we are having is India is a sovereign state. Let's see the answer. India was ruled by Britain for a long period. The British rule ended on 15th August 1947. Our country became independent and India became sovereign. That is state not under the control of foreign power. See students, just now we have discussed this because before independent Britain was ruled, the Britishers, the foreigner was ruled over a country, and the rule came to an end on 15th August 1947. On this day, our country became independent. That's why every year we celebrate 15th August as Independence Day. On this day, our country became independent and it became sovereign. Sovereign means finally our country free from the foreign power. Understood? Now let's see the second question. That is, India is a secular state. Let's see the answer. In India, all religions are considered as equal. No one religion is considered to be a state religion. The citizens are free to follow their own religion. So, India is a secular state. Now, see, What is secular state? We have learned this also in our first part, that all the religions, all the people belonging to all the religion are equal in our India, okay, in our society. In a democratic state, student, not one religion is considered as a state religion. Okay, in our country, student, people are free to follow their own religion. Whatever religion they want to follow, they can follow their own religion. One particular religion is not there in our country, is not a state religion in our country, right? In a society, student, people belonging to all caste, belonging to all religion, live together. So people are right to follow their own religion. So this is known as secular state, where people follow their own religion. The constitution has given that much right to the people. Understood, student, what I have discussed with you all now? Okay then. So whatever I have discussed with you, whatever I have explained you in this in first part, in second part, and now whatever I have discussed with you in exercise, I hope you all will going to revise this and keep it in your mind. Understood? So take care everyone, and thank you.